When the car came home, my bro Neil was with me, and we pushed the car under the carport. And my wife came home from work, and she was like, "Okay, looks nice, but how could you buy a car with no seats?"
There's our Jeep parked there. Look in the front over there. Yep. That is what we're shooting today, people. That is what we're shooting today. Yo, look at this mother.
Okay, so I bought this car at the end of 2024, and I started working on it at the beginning of 2025, in January 2025. Took about, I dragged my feet a bit, but around 11-12 months, and car was done, by the end of last year. I did most of the body work myself. I had a friend of mine who came over, and he just gave some oversight as to what I did wrong, what I did right, so he made it look proper, perfect, and then he blew it over. So the color it's a VW red. I tried to get it as close to Venetian red, but also in between a Venetian red and one of the Audi S3 reds. So this was in between. It was a good color. When you're building a car, the color that you have is so important. So it took some time, and eventually I settled on this color, and we got it right. So I built this car around the wheels. So it's got a set of 13-inch intros on it. When I painted it gold, I remember one guy said to me, "You painted intros gold," and I'm like, "Bro, I have a vision, and I know what I see. I can see the end of it. You can't see the end of it." So I painted it gold because I wanted to go gold and red, and with the interior as well. You'll notice that I've got a Mexico front. The arches or the fenders are Mexico fenders. So I pulled out the front fender by 2 centimeters, and I pulled the back arches by 2 centimeters so that the wheels could fit underneath. So the plan was initially to go with air, but it's so low and it's so sweet as it is. I just kept it the way it is. I just lowered it. It's got a 50 drop in the back, and it's got I think a 60 in the front. 60 drop in the front. I like a clean car. So when I bought the car, I had a vision in mind. I knew exactly what I wanted to do, and getting there was the process. So I had the end game in mind, or the end picture in mind, and I worked towards that. I didn't settle on. I could have settled on a straight bumper, but I managed to source this bumper out from Vietnam. I got it from Vietnam. A friend Martin, he's in Bloemfontein. How's it, Martin? My Martin and myself, we took a chance and we gambled, and we bought a set. We bought a set each together. We split the shipping, and it took about a week after manufacture to be here. So it's proper.
It's manufactured custom.
Well, they make them. We made them for us. A lady by the name of Jane. You must have seen her on Facebook. A very honest, reliable person. Got bumpers redone, re-chromed. We did basically whatever we could do to make the car as clean and as fresh as it could be. So 2K has a gloss in it. You paint it on 2K. All the older cars came with the 2K paint. It's thick. You blow it on and you polish it. Now all these new cars, they come with something called base. It's a base paint, and then when it dries, it's actually matte, and the clear over it gives it that shine. So we've got 2K clear on it, so it's giving it that little bit of extra gloss. Yeah, a little bit of extra gloss. Yeah. Like I said, it's a backyard build. It's got blocks on the back, 50mm blocks on the back, and the springs are cut. Yes, the springs are cut. It's not compressed. It's still very comfortable. I took out to get it to a 60mm drop for 2.5 springs to calm that down. Well, to calm that low rather. That was the only suspension work we did. Bushes and stuff have been changed. Suspension is still pretty good, solid. Everything was done in the yard. Everything. The car was stripped in the yard. So I bought this car. When I bought the car, it was an engine diff gearbox. The drivetrain was intact. It wasn't starting. It hasn't been driven for like 5 or 6 years, and the body. So it had an ugly front, complete balance in the front. It was one complete unit, and it had 315 13-inch tires in it, quite broad tires. It gave the car a fat stance. The previous owner was racing this car, so they were drag racing. It was quite fast, and over time it parked off, and eventually it found me. So the car had no interior. It had no seats. In fact, when the car came home, my bro Neil was with me, and we pushed the car under the carport. And my wife came home from work, and she was like, "Okay, looks nice, but how could you buy a car with no seats?" And I'm like, "No, the car's worth a lot of money. Relax. I know what I'm doing." And so it had no interior. It had no backboard. It had no back seats. It had no front seats. It came with a dash top. It had a dash top, but it also had a double clock. So the Escorts come with a 6 clock. There are 6 dials on one bigger clock, and you get them with a double clock. But mine, it wasn't even a clock, but it was there. So to find everything, I found seats. I've got Mark II seats in the front. My upholstery shaped it for me so it looks more boxed, but it's got Mark II seats in it. It's got a Mark I back seat of a 4-door. I got door cards made. I got the dash top made. And now, so the special thing about this car is that it's got a 6 clock dash. So it's got the rev counter that works. It's got a speedometer that works, and it's got heat gauge, fuel gauge, voltmeter, and oil pressure gauge. So you can't get these gauges. They're actually quite expensive, and I managed to get my hands on one, but the gauges were all rusted and damaged. So I used the Capri gauges. So on the Escort now, originally the gauges run top to bottom, high and low, empty and full. So mine runs bottom to top. It runs that way. But everything works perfectly, all wired by myself, like I told you earlier on. I stripped out all the wiring and I rewired it. It's proper. It's proper.
Just have love for building old school vehicles, and we just appreciate guys that put the work in and not just gonna splurge money onto their build and get somebody to build their vehicles for them and rock up at a car show and it's just no, this is what we have. So we like backyard builds. We appreciate them. You can see the work put into this vehicle. Of course, it does come with a lot of responsibility in terms of like the speed and what have you, but yeah, I don't know what to say to you.
Did Gavin let you drive it?
I'm going to drive it. I'm going to drive it now. Yeah, but yeah, we like low and slow, and that's about it. Yeah.
I like that. All the mechanical noises are still there. Okay, that's your brother's spare panel beating bag in case he goes out for emergency panel beating, right?
Yeah. It's crazy, bro.
So dude keeps a panel beating bag just in case there's a panel that needs to come out. Guys, you have no idea about the commitment that goes into owning a car like this. You've got to be willing to have the bag in the back. Alright, so that guard just pulled us off there. They want our info. Because apparently you can't shoot in PMB.
Careful. Don't worry, we'll sort stuff out here, don't worry.
So apparently O's were complaining about us parked off in the yard. Understandable.
So it's got a Toyota twin cam, a 4AG 16 valve motor with a 21R short shift box, and it's got an alpha diff. It's got an alpha open diff. It's not an LSD. I thought it was an LSD, but it's an open diff, but it's still with the ratios it runs. It's very fast. It's probably off those juniors. Couldn't be a GT because GT comes with the LS diff, but it's probably a junior because it's got the same PCD. It's basically a bolt-on diff with the shafts. It works proper, perfect. Yeah. Straight, no issues. Well, I bought the car with the drivetrain in it. It was already done, but it had a management system in it with one single throttle body. I took that out and I went with 40 sides. I got 40 Webers on it. I just wanted the car to have I won't say period correct, but an old school vibe to it. You know, when you open an old school car that's fast and it's a racing car, it's got a set of side drafts. So I wanted a set of sides, and in fact another friend of ours, his name is Cressida, he suggested it and did some research, and I was like, okay, it's gonna work and it's gonna look good. This car comes stock with the fuel injected system, and it comes with a single throttle body. We moved it over to a carbureted system, so it's got 4 individual carburetors for every cylinder. So each cylinder is getting a certain amount of fuel according to whatever jet it is there. Well, it's jetted for a 4AGE. Now, because it's previously a fuel injected system, I had to modify the distributor. So I got we put the Golf 1 internals in it with the Golf 1 TPS. So it's got a Golf 1 module, Golf 1 internals on a 4AG distributor. We slapped it in and we got it going. Yeah. So we did, like I said, we did some backyard stuff here. We did some proper backyard stuff. But it's neat, it's clean, it's reliable, and it works. That was the easiest way to go. It was the easiest way to go. It was just also golf parts are cheaper to get. Like I said, it's a backyard build. We're doing it as a hobby, so we're trying to get. I won't say that the cheapest isn't always better, but this was a good option to get. Yeah. The drivetrain was built by Property in General here in Pietermaritzburg. So they did the engine diff and the gearbox. They did that with the management. They had a GoTech, which is an unreliable management system. So now when there's no management on it, it's just distributor, carbs. Turn the key and you go.
So you could tune with the spanner.
It's a bit of it's a challenge to tune these set drafts. You got to use something called it's an apparatus that measures how much of air is being sucked into each ram. I can't remember what it's called right now, but it's a little, it looks like a big whistle that fits into each ram or each tube, and it measures how much of air in it, and that's how the guy set it. But we got people to set here in Pietermaritzburg. There are some old school people too. So it hasn't been set just yet. The plan is to dyno it. I want to dyno it, and they'll set it on the dyno. I want to see how much of power we get out of it. Yeah.
So right now you don't have a clue what power output is.
Well, it's fast. I know it's fast, but the amount of power it's pushing, I'm not sure. But we will know in the next month or two. Before cars in the park, we'll have a proper run. We'll do a couple of runs in the dyno, and it'll be set. The jets need to be changed. We'll change the jets, and we'll get a proper kilowatt and horsepower ratings. It will go to cars in the park. It will go to cars in the park. Yeah, have to go to cars in the park. It's a big platform. It's not a competition like how you get to normal the car shows around, where the guys that are unfamiliar with the car, with cars, with older cars, are judging these types of cars. So you get, for example, a Golf 1 fan, and nothing wrong with the Golf 1. We love them. But somebody who doesn't know these cars, like if you look at the car, you'll say, okay, these are old school inshore wheels, and you'll check, okay, the fenders are pulled, it's sitting on the floor, it's got beadings on it, window trim around the windows, it's got a back beading. All those things are very rare, very expensive. So someone who doesn't know the car wouldn't be able to appreciate it. So someone who's judging the car now will be like, okay, it doesn't look as nice as a BMW M4. You know what I mean? But obviously they're in different categories, but I mean, now, so cars in the park now, you get enthusiasts from all over the country who appreciate all types of vehicles. So I think it will be appreciated more there as opposed to a particular car show. Yeah.
What's your favorite part about this build?
My favorite part about the build are the wheels. These wheels are rare now. They've become rare. They're 8Js, they fat tires. Well, they fat wheels. They sit out. It's got a lovely dish to it. With the color as well, it's a gold pearl, so the color is it's nice. I also spent some time trying to pick the right gold. There are so many shades of gold, it's unbelievable. I went for something that's more on a pearly, bronzy, goldy, and I think we pulled it off.
As my brother said, the rims. So the rims is, we love these rims. We really do. We really do love these rims. And I remember we been saying, hey, because this is not the first build. Gavin didn't mention there was 2 others with this one, the third one. The blue one now is in the UK. And we always said on the blue Escort, it was a 4-door. Hey, if we only had a set of intros, a set of intros. And when Gavin actually sent me the pictures of this one when it was black, I was like, bro, like both of us was just like these rims. So it wasn't even about the engine or anything. It was like the rims, and the fact that it's a 2-door. Yeah. So yeah.